It's finally time. Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and Spike. He's here too. So I want to say I'm a lot happier with this design than the original one I did. But I feel a little off about it, like there's something that I don't know how to fix just yet. I'm happy enough to finally put this video out. I just wanted to mention that.
She's not a tree, right? She's not a tree, Dash.
In the first episode, Fluttershy is in charge of the music, because at the time they didn't establish characters like DJ Pone3 or Octavia, and needed to introduce Fluttershy. Due to her antisocial nature, I don't think I could introduce either of them and still have her in the sequence where Twilight meets them all. So what I'm changing is minor. She's using more than just like 3 birds. Other animals known for singing are frogs and some insects. So for the most part, it'd just be adding cicadas, crickets, and or grasshoppers, and probably just a couple generic frogs along with the birds. I mentioned in the last redesign video that Pegasi would have hooves that have no separation compared to unicorns or earth ponies, but because she stays on the ground or very close by it, she's got hooves more reminiscent of an earth pony. Her hair is curly and kind of unkempt, pulled into a bun so that while she's working it doesn't get pulled, but outside of work she's got it down. I thought it would be interesting to give her more of a Hagrid vibe, hence her hair being absolutely huge. I also hoped to give her more of a shut-in, weird girl vibe with that. I also made her fat, because I thought it was cute. Like, look at her, don't you want to squish her little cheeks?
She's not a tree, right? A tree, Dash.
I ended up making Fluttershy's cutie mark Caterpillar with the intention of changing it to a butterfly for the rest of the series. But I really liked the caterpillar, and I felt like the change would be too great compared to how everybody else's cutie marks changed. I looked up caterpillar tattoos, and for the most part they're drawn with sticks or leaves or flowers, so I added a stick. In the show, she gets her cutie mark when getting knocked down to the ground by the race, and no one comes looking for her. I mean, we can assume that her parents eventually came for her or she went back up, but every Pegasus being so enraptured with the race that they don't notice her falling just feels insane. I think her falling, hurting herself, and hiding from ponies looking for her for fear she'd be punished instead of cared for would make a nicer story. Some caterpillars find her, them and some other creatures help her recover, and that's when the sonic rain boom happens. She helps the animals just like they helped her and gains her cutie mark in speaking to and caring for animals. Continuing to the second episode, I don't think her scene showing that she's kindness needs to be changed. Helping the Manticore is a very obvious and well done way to show that she is the element of kindness. But she's never that confident with animals she doesn't know again, and maybe it's because she realizes her friends are in danger, like with the cockatrice and Stairmaster, or eventually the dragon and Dragonshy, but this confrontation just feels different to those. I'd like to change her personality just a bit to be entirely confident when it comes to animals, and then she's how she usually is with every other sentient being. After everybody gets their elements, Fluttershy's cutie mark gets 6 leaves to represent her friends, as well as these brown spots that I just think make her look real cute. With those added, it really made her episode 1 design look bare, so I might come back to it. When Twilight gets her horn, the leaves on Fluttershy's cutie mark changes to be flowers instead. I might revisit the butterfly concept later, but we'll see. For Pinkie Pie, I had watched a TikTok where they made her standing on her hind legs, like, all the time, and I thought that was super cool, so she also does that here, making her technically the tallest out of our main 6. I say technically because if she were on all fours, she'd probably be about the same height as everyone else. For the first episode, I have her hair up in pigtails and a big bow. My original idea was kind of to set her up as a clown, but with how I want her to be used in the first episode, it wouldn't have worked. I want Pinkie to be the one in charge for putting up the decor for the summer sun celebration instead of Rarity. Rarity would come in to deliver some banners or something, which is how she gets introduced, but Pinkie is putting them and other decorations up. I think it'd be funny for her to still gasp and run away like she did, so when Rarity appears, she's at first confused as to where Pinkie is, and then sees Twilight and the story continues. Pinkie throwing a party for Twilight is important, so of course that's where she's truly introduced. I made her colors darker as well, mostly her hair, and gave her lighter patches. This is what I was talking about the clown thing, as I had seen a lot of people specifically make a big portion of her face light pink or white to mimic clown makeup. As said, I didn't end up going for the clown thing, but I kept the patches because it looked nice. Along with her mane and tail being curly, I also made it so her coat hair is also rather curly, with a patch of longer hair on her chest and the hair on her hooves being the same. Her cutie mark is 3 balloons with a rock as weight. I don't want to change much about her cutie mark story, maybe just making her very first party a bit more rudimentary than what's shown in the show, putting an emphasis on the fact that she probably had to make a lot of the decor herself or something of the sort. By the second episode, after they get their elements, 2 more balloons are added to her cutie mark for her friends. And I realized that I've been a little inconsistent on the numbers I add to everyone's cutie mark. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 5, and that's mostly because I forget about Spike. While some of the main 6 wouldn't be as close to him, like Applejack or Rainbow Dash, I feel like Rarity, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Twilight would have him be pretty important. Rarity and Twilight because of their relationship in the show, and Fluttershy and Pinkie because of what their elements and hobbies are. But we'll get more into that when we get to Spike. Pinkie also gets some blue and yellow spots all over her coat, making her more colorful. last change to her cutie mark, making the balloons the coat or main colors of her friends, which ended up being more tricky than I expected. Because I made quite a few of my designs darker than their original colors, it made her final cutie mark look kind of muddy. Especially since Rarity is technically a very dark purple, so her purple next to Twilight's purple was rough. I thought that out of every pony in the main 6, Pinkie would be the one to have her friend's colors in her cutie mark, like I had thought of for a few other of the ponies. But I'm not sure it looks exactly right at the moment. Spike. Oh, Spike the baby dragon, you have been forgotten and cast aside too many times. Spike's relationship with the main 6, and Twilight and her family specifically, is a little weird. I mean weird as in, it doesn't really get consistently addressed with a clear answer. For a long time in the series, Spike has a crush on Rarity, which many people have pointed out as weird. And yeah, it is weird. In the plot point's defense, kids sometimes tend to have an inappropriate crush on an older person when they're like little, and the show was made when people were coming out of the times that things like that were more okay to see in media. I'm not sure if an okay solution would be for him to have a crush on Sweetie Belle, which means it may not be set up in the first episode. I do think that the Cutie Mark Crusaders are probably older than Spike, but not as much older as the main 6 are to him. This would remove, or at least change, a lot of Spike Rarity scenes. But what I think I could do is that Spike follows Sweetie Belle around, and Sweetie Belle follows Rarity around. As we see, Sweetie wants to be just like Rarity when she's younger, and so we could still have episodes like a dog and pony show, but both Sweetie Belle and Rarity get kidnapped by the Diamond Dogs. For Twilight and her family's relationship with him, it's shown in later seasons that Spike views Twilight and Shining Armor as siblings, as seen in Sparkle 7, despite the fact that Twilight is essentially his caretaker. But that's also not entirely accurate because Twilight obviously sees Spike as her kid, as seen in Father Knows Best. I think it's better just to have Spike be seen as her kid and Shining Armor being his uncle, therefore making him and Flurry Heart cousins. Huh. Anyway, first episode. In the first couple seasons, Spike changes from walking on his back legs and all fours. Being raised by ponies, he'd have no idea that he's supposed to be bipedal, but whenever he does stand, it feels a little more comfortable. He's just not used to it. By the time Twilight gets her horn, he's fully on 2 feet and a little taller. Like how in the show, Twilight slowly got taller ever since getting her wings. I want the same to happen for Spike, but just all throughout the series. He's wearing a really cute big bow, which he keeps probably until he's fully on 2 feet. Also, he's super round and soft looking when he's a baby. Spike gets his wings around the same time Twilight does. He's like half the height of Pinkie Pie standing up and will noticeably get pointier. His wings come sometime in the same season that Twilight gets hers in this redesign, but not the same episode. They're way too big for him, and he has quite a bit of trouble flying until the other dragons are introduced and when he grows into his wings. With everything finished, what's next for this series? You might think I'd go on to do the Cutie Mark Crusaders, maybe the main Six's family, a couple other important characters to the show, but I plan to make one big video going over all the main Six and Spike's redesign, as well as going over what other changes I've made to the plot. This is going to take a while, so you probably won't see much pony content from me for a bit. At least nothing like what these videos have been like. I plan to address things I wasn't entirely happy with in every pony's designs, or things I forgot, and going into a more detailed timeline with how I'd like everything to be set up. That's it for now. I hope to see you all in the next video.